Hello, beautiful being of light. Welcome back to my YouTube channel with yours truly, Emily the Mystic, here for another Galactic guidance video. So it's been a few weeks since I've done a Galactic guidance video, and I hope you enjoyed today's topic, which is all about reframing your relationship with time. The inspiration for this topic came because here in the United States today, we are navigating something not so fun called the daylight savings time change. Now, depending on your perception of daylight savings time, for some of you, you may appreciate daylight savings time because it means that we get more hours of daylight. But for some of you, you may find that this time change really throws you for a loop. Maybe it throws your children for a loop with their schedules. Maybe you're a mom and you're all of a sudden having to navigate your kids getting up a little bit later and having to help them through that. Or maybe for you, you're just feeling super ungrounded. And so this video is meant to be an energetic transmission, some galactic guidance for you to help you best navigate this experience. So with that being said, if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if this is the first video that you're watching, I am a Galactic channel. And what I do is I connect with my spirit guide team to see what messages my community needs to hear for the week ahead. And I will channel a specific being or a group of beings who want to talk about this specific topic that is coming through. And so today, again, we're talking about time and our relationship with time. And we actually have a specific guide stepping forward to help us with this topic, and that is Merlin. Merlin the wizard, Merlin the magician. Merlin is a guide who has stepped forward for me within the last 6 months or so, who I have been doing a lot of work with and has become a really profound part of my spirit guide team. And because he is a magician, because he is an alchemist, because Merlin is such a galactic and cosmic being who really understands this sort of topic on so many levels. He's the perfect being to help support us in that. And you may have just seen my camera glitch as I'm filming this because his energy is so strong as I'm preparing to do some channeling for this video. And of course, as I say at the beginning of all of my videos, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. And I hope that this will help you, again, really ground into your body, into this now moment as we are embarking on a whole new season of time, a whole new cyclical calendar change. Even if you live in a state of the United States or a part of the world that doesn't participate in a daylight savings time change, still this video is going to benefit you because it's going to help you no matter what time of the year it is. When we do go through a seasonal transition like this one, you may feel all sorts of ungrounded. You may feel all over the place. You may be more tired than normal. And this video is really going to help you recenter and get back to feeling like yourself again. So with that being said, I'm going to set the intention now to invite Merlin forward to help us and to share some messages with you today about this topic. So Merlin is here now, and he's saying and wants me to share with you that he is a messenger for helping us as human beings really understand the concept of time, because time is a concept. We think of it as being a reality on this planet because we're so scheduled with our day-to-day processes and tasks, and with the way that planet Earth is, and the fact that planet Earth is revolving around the sun. Of course, we're going to go through different cyclical changes and times of the year. And that in and of itself is going to give us this experience with time. But what Merlin wants me to share with you is that in a way, your soul has had experience with time being an illusion in other spaces, other times, and other realities. And if time is an illusion, and if your experience with time transcends what you're going through in this moment on this planet, then we can help anchor a more joyful relationship with time into your body, because you're not going to feel so attached to perhaps the negative feelings and emotions that you may have felt before when it comes to time. So it all depends on what your human, who you are right now watching this video, what your perception of time has been like throughout the course of your life. Now, he's saying he wants to use me as an example. He's saying, if you are like Emily the Mystic, Emily tends to, and thank you, Merlin, for bringing this up. So I tend to run late. That's sort of been my experience throughout my life. I was born into a family where with parents who were often running late to things, and picked up on some of those bad habits as a child, was often late to school, and still as an adult, I have to continually remind myself that I need to be on time for things. And so because of that life's experience, I tend to have a poor relationship with time because I often feel like I am running against time. I feel like time is not on my side because I'm always running late, and I feel like I am upsetting other people, or I feel guilty for running late. I tend to feel like time is against me. But again, that is a perception. That is an illusion based on my experience and based on my childhood. That for you, maybe you are someone who is always on time and you are never late because you are so used to, and maybe because of your own experiences, your own childhood, you were always taught to be on time, so that's all you know. And so maybe you feel like, oh my gosh, I have to be racing against the clock in order to get there or get somewhere on time. Or maybe because you're used to being on time, maybe you feel less pressured by time to show up and get to places at a specific time. So I want you now, Merlin wants to encourage you to help you to tune into what your relationship with time looks like. Are you always running late? Are you always on time? Do you often feel like you're running out of time? Do you feel like you never have enough time? Like time is, oh my gosh, time is this limited resource, and I'm always finishing up my projects at the very last moment. Maybe you work well under pressure and you're always doing things, up until the deadline. Or maybe you feel like you have so much time in the world. Maybe you're wanting and yearning for change in your life, and you feel like you're so bored because there's too much time and you don't know what to do with it. So I want you to take a moment now to really tune into what your perception of time is like for you right now as you watch this video. And what feelings and emotions come up for you when you think about time. Is it anxiety? Is it fear? Is it a sense of lack? Because here's the thing. Yes, time is a fixed resource here on this planet, meaning that yes, we all have the same number of hours in a day. And we never know as human beings how long our lives are going to last here on this planet. But ultimately, our perception of the time that we do have can allow us to cultivate a more positive, more joyful relationship with time. If you knew, Merlin now wants me to start reframing this for you. If you knew that you had all of the time that you needed in order to reach the goal that you want to reach, manifest the thing that you want to manifest, create the thing that you want to create, what would that do? Would you feel more confident about your choices? Would you feel more discerning in your decisions? Would you feel more aligned with the path that you're on right now? And if time were not such a concept that made you feel like you were in a pressure cooker of every moment of every day, would you start to feel perhaps more relaxed? Would you start to take time a little bit more slowly? Would you start to take your time in all areas of your life? Because here's the thing. Yes, time is fixed in a way on this planet. Like I was saying, we all have a certain number of hours in a day. And yet you are on your own timeline. And yet the amount of time that it takes you something may be shorter or longer than it takes me to do something or someone else watching this video. So your timeline and the way that you go about your day-to-day life and your experience with time is so different than mine and is so different than anyone else's. And can we be okay with that? And can we be okay with how long or short it takes you to get to where you need to be? Because ultimately, if you're measuring yourself, you're comparing yourself to someone else's progress and how long it took them to complete something. And that's a comparison trap that none of us need to be in. So if you are comparing yourself to anyone else's timeline, or measuring yourself in terms of how long it takes you to complete things versus other people, we're going to set the intention to clear that now, effective immediately, across all dimensions, times, planes, spaces, levels of consciousness, and beyond. As you can see, there's some light language that's wanting to come through today to help you anchor in this new truth into your body as we begin to totally reframe your perception of time. Ultimately, time can begin to feel like an unlimited resource when you begin to feel how deep your connection is to source, right? Time is another resource supplied by divine source, God, the creator, whatever word you want to use. And ultimately, if you saw it as a creation of God, a creation of source, a creation of the universe, you may begin to look at time in a different way. Because God's source is never punishing you. God's source is never against you. It is you, your human feelings and emotions, that are creating a negative relationship and a negative perception of time. But ultimately, you are in the driver's seat. And if you start to see that, again, time is an unlimited resource supplied by divine source, you would see that your time is not limited to your life's experience here on this planet. And that as a soul, as a consciousness, that you have unlimited possibilities for experiencing life in other ways above and beyond your experience on this planet. That your soul, your journey, does not end here on this planet. It does not end in this lifetime. It goes so far above and beyond that. So any part of you that feels like you're running out of time to complete your journey, or that you're running out of time to fulfill your purpose, that's not true. That's a human perception. And perhaps a part of you that wants to get to the end, or the end goal, or the outcome, because that's what we're taught to do in our society, is to have a specific goal to reach, to have an outcome to get to that's far out in the future. But that can often make you feel like you're running against the clock, you're running against time, but that's simply not true. So whether you achieve, quote unquote, your mission and purpose in this lifetime, that's such a human concept. You here are a soul, a consciousness in a human body. You're here to appreciate this human experience and to enjoy it day by day, a step at a time. You don't need to rush it or force it. And any deadlines that you're setting up against yourself are simply deadlines that perhaps are here to help you recalibrate your relationship with time. Because when you start to see these deadlines as working against you, that's when, again, your relationship with time starts to not go so well. But if you start to see deadlines or specific points in time where you need to have something completed, but you realize that the container of time that you have to create that thing in order to get to the deadline, and you have exactly the amount of time that you need, what if you were to see that as a gift, an abundance, and not a scarce resource with a specific deadline that you have to get to or else? What if you had exactly the right amount of time that you needed? And again, what if your timeline was perfect for you and your soul, and that you are on a path that is perfectly orchestrated for you and your body? Would that let you slow down a little bit and enjoy the moment? Could you be more at peace with where you are now and with the trajectory of your life, and less worried about whether or not it's going to go as planned? Would you let it unfold how it needed to? And so with that in mind, Merlin's giving us permission now to just slow it down. To slow the trajectory down. To help you get some room to breathe. To know that it's all happening exactly when it needs to happen. And to let you begin to see that time is working with you and not against you. Time is a resource supplied by God, divine source, that is meant to help work in your favor. In order for you to really feel like you're experiencing the benefit of this timeline on Earth. Because here's the thing. Merlin's making and giving an example of, I want you to take a second here to think of your favorite holiday. What if you were experiencing that favorite holiday for, and not just hours, but days and days and days and days without a break? It may feel like your favorite holiday, but if you were to experience your favorite holiday again and again and again and again for 7 days, 21 days, 30 days in a row, would that experience feel as sacred? Or what if you had one day a year to enjoy that holiday and you were to live it up and fully enjoy it, knowing that yes, it does end, and yes, there is an ending, but that still allows us 365 days in order to experience that holiday again. So what if moments in time, and yes, that can mean that things have to end, because things here on Earth are never permanent, but yet it still allows us to move on to something else that may be an even better fit, or that may be beyond anything we could ever imagine for ourselves, that is perfectly designed and aligned for us. Would we feel grateful for the opportunity to be able to close the door on something and be able to move on to something else? And so with all of that in mind, as we begin to reframe our perception of time, to begin to see that we always get to enjoy things perfectly in the perfect way that's meant for us, and to know that time is working with us in perfect accordance, what we need to do now is to start to see that if things like this time change that are man-made, that are created by our governments, our society structures and systems that exist here, what if instead of seeing it as a mechanism for control, which it is, and many of you know that, many of you are aware of that, what if you were to lean into your body as a safe space when you're starting to feel disrupted by the change in time and the change of the seasons? What if your body could be a safe place to land when you start to feel disrupted by time? And what if you could really lean into your body when you start to feel ungrounded, when you sense a time change, when you sense a distortion in the time-space reality? What if your body could be the ultimate portal for helping you get back to center? So Merlin's going to take a moment now to recenter and ground every single one of us into the body in perfect accordance with what each of us needs for our highest good and healing, to fully recenter you and reground you into your heart space in this now moment, bringing all parts of you here. So anywhere where you've left parts of yourself in other spaces and times, we're going to lovingly bring them back into this now moment. Just helping bring all aspects of you here into the now. Because the only thing that we can as human beings experience in this now moment is the unlimited power of the now. The future is not set in stone. The past we can't change, but we can show up with all parts of ourselves in the now. And so where you can take your power back, especially during time changes and moments of your life where you feel like time may not be on your side, what you can do is allow yourself to arrive in the unlimited now. Because when you are fully present in this now moment, that's when things can start to shift. And that's when you can start to bring yourself back to center. Now is all that we have. And so allowing that spiritual truth to really anchor into your being and letting yourself be more comfortable with living in the now instead of living in the future or living in the past. How can you allow all parts of yourself to show up in the now, knowing that that's what we have? Can we let go of anxiety? Can we let go of fear? Can we let go of guilt and shame of the past? And can we be more present with where we are exactly right now? Because wherever you are right now, whether you're sitting and listening to this video or on a walk or at the gym or wherever you are, exactly right now is exactly where you need to be. And from this moment forward, we're setting the intention that you are more intentional and purposeful with your time. Knowing that every single moment of time is a moment for you to make a different choice and to be more present with your specific path and whatever your path needs of you and is requiring of you in any given moment. Aligning you to your perfect timeline now and to you being perfectly centered in the body, grounded and aware of every single moment moving forward with joy and ease of whatever time holds for you. I want you to take a deep breath in to seal in the energetic work that we've done today and to exhale to release. Let the rest go. And let this video help shape your perception of time so that you can now enjoy being in the present moment so much more with so much less worry, fear, and anxiety, and can move forward every single day knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. And I'm going to leave you there with love. Merlin says, thank you for letting me speak to you through Emily. I hope you enjoyed the energy activations from this video today. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and comment below if this video resonated with you. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye for now.